Hey Susan, how you doing? Thank you so much. This is phenomenal. Outstanding work here. This is professional quality. This is outstanding. Great job. I want to address your writing before we specifically take a closer look at the work. Um, Okay, so I see you've got the room image, you've got the lady in the gown image, and the piano image. Good job, good job. Thank you for including that. But I do want to recommend something that, and you've heard me say this before in other classes, but a lot of times it's a really good idea not only to include your work in line with your body copy here, but also maybe include a PDF of the work. That way I can zoom in and scroll around and do some things that I'm not able to do without that. And the PDF is preferential to a JPEG because I can zoom in and zoom out and really take a really close look at things. I think this is just outstanding. And I'm equally as impressed with your writing, and I want to address your writing because it's so important. Okay, so the English Castle too. I paired it with a lady in a gown, found a piano to add to it. I think it tells a wonderful story, and I think that narrative quality is excellent. Lady took a line to work because she had a background very similar to her color. We just select subject button. It's amazing. Yes, it is. It's a great tool. I just got done explaining to Karen in my last video that back in the day we used to have to make all these selections manually, and it was very time consuming. So I think somebody who's been using Photoshop as long as me, I take a look at the select subject tool, and I'm like, where were you 15 years ago? So it's just a wonderful tool, and it really shows how Photoshop has progressed in its technical aptitude throughout the years. Of course, it warrants to mention that select subject tool is no good on its own. Very rarely will it make but it's always a great idea to go ahead and refine these selections associated. So piano was very distinct for this background. That should have been an easy selection. Yes, however, the photo is square. Oh, good job using the perspective warp to excellent, excellent. To fit note, and it works too. Works beautifully. I can't even tell it's not part of the original image. I think the tonal adjustments that you have made really ring to success in this composition because you've got a good, nice, even tonal distribution in all of the images, and that is where most people go wrong in Photoshop composite work. Two areas. Number one is the tonal distribution associated with the different images that comprise a composition, composite work, I should say, and the other is a light source. And I think we're very consistent in all three. So wonderful work. Okay, overlay. I put a color overlay to try to get it to blend. You're doing good stuff here, Susan. This is good stuff. Everything that you're mentioning here is definitely a very outstanding techniques to achieve the desired look that you're going for. So great job describing your methodology. Great job in your technical execution. It still needs more work, but I'm not sure how to blend it into the room. I disagree. I think you're done. I do. I think it's great. I would not. I don't think you need to make any changes at all. For the second image, I play with color options because I love bright colors. Sort of overexposed image. I added yellow overlay and a reverse rainbow gradient. Oh wow, interesting. Nice, nice. It works. Working with adjustment layers is fantastic. I totally agree. I totally agree. It's one of the foundational cornerstones in all of Photoshop. So definitely get to be good friends with adjustment layers. Okay. All right. That's really all I have. I can't tell you how, I mean, this was an interesting experiment too. And this actually kind of illustrates how you've distributed the tone through your adjustment layers. So this, again, very effective. Theoretically, and I want you to try this for your final submission if you have time. If you have time, this isn't part of the assignment, but I think this could ring to. Okay, I'm just going to say it. If you want to try it, go ahead. But what I can see here is, and I'm going to zoom in. You won't see this because it's a system zoom. I'm looking at the shadows on the chairs in the background, but there's so many different conflicting, I shouldn't say conflicting, I should say multiple light sources. The three windows are adding light. There's definitely an alternative light, so an alternate light source in this. Probably and likely more windows and in the background image. So we're not seeing shadows. What I was going to recommend is to try to add some shadows based on the windows in the background being the main light source. But we don't see shadows on the chairs in the background. I mean, they're just basically non-existent. Little shadow behind the panel, but I'm not real sure if that was added or not. But the more I look at this, the more I see you probably don't even, being that there are multiple light sources, I don't even think you really need to add shadows. So, all right, fantastic work. Really, really super pleased with this, Susan. I think you should be too. Be proud. This is excellent work. All right, great job. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Thanks, Susan.